Welcome to the Unified Theory of You, now available on Amazon. In this radiant exploration, we ascend to the very core of human experience, where addiction and attachment intertwine to shape the course of our lives. Here we delve into the subtle bonds that hold us captive to old patterns and illusions. Bonds that also conceal the luminous key to our own freedom. By illuminating these hidden anchors and examining how addiction can arise from our deepest yearnings, we awaken to the power of self-liberation waiting within us. If you've ever sensed that the urge to hold on, or to let go, defines the space between suffering and transcendence, prepare for revelations that will illuminate your path forward. May this segment spark a profound shift in your perspective, opening the gateway to a richer, more purposeful existence. And before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Atlantean Astrology, for even more cosmic insights and transformative wisdom. Let us set forth together, guided by a vision of our highest potential, boldly stepping into the radiant truth of who we truly are. In the grand theater of existence, where the celestial dance of Uranus and the resonant whispers of the Scorpionic realm converge with the elusive 13th zodiacal sign, an exquisite intersection of judgment, knowledge, and attachment is laid bare. These cosmic harmonies illuminate our innate tendency to construct narratives, to varnish our shortcomings with layers of self-deception and overblown justifications. Here, in the crucible of evolution, both personal and collective, we stand poised to examine the interwoven threads of judgment, attachment, and suffering with unwavering clarity. From the serene foothills of Buddhism comes a paramount revelation. All suffering is bound to attachment. The very cords we believe tether us to comfort or identity become the chains that bind us to misery. And yet, modern societies, notably in the Western world, garnish these chains with labels such as alcoholic or drug addict, as though the mere naming can explain or contain the depth of our torment. In truth, these labels are not the essence of our woes. They merely point to an underlying dynamic, our fierce attachments, whether to substances, ideas, or illusions. Consider an individual who turns to alcohol for solace. Society may dub them alcoholic, yet the real question is, what are they so desperately clinging to? Where does the seed of their suffering truly lie? Alcohol, in this case, becomes a secondary attachment, a fleeting balm for deeper emotional entanglements. Ironically, in our quest to detach from one source of pain, we become ensnared by yet another. We inhabit a culture, particularly the consumer-driven zeitgeist of the United States, where we are led to believe that owning a spacious home, a sleek vehicle, or a robust bank account equates to genuine happiness. Yet, these glittering tokens frequently prove hollow, leaving our deeper yearnings unquenched. Thus, the questions echo in our minds. Which attachments truly anchor us to pain? And how does judgment amplify this cycle of attachment? To grasp the labyrinthine nature of judgment, we must burrow into our own self-assessments and our appraisal of others. On social media, for instance, what precisely do we critique or covet? Is it our longing to fit into a societal mold, a relentless pursuit of prestige, or the notion that wealth bestows inherent worth? Indeed, we often bow to symbols of supposed authority, like actors in white coats, mistaking the outward sign for absolute truth. Yet, behind these icons lies our collective agreement to see authority where none inherently exists. In the cosmic hierarchy, only the universal law, the law of the Creator, ultimately holds sway. Central to our human journey is our earthly vessel, the body, a sacred bridge, binding consciousness to the physical plane. When engulfed in unrelenting pain, the instinct to escape that agony becomes irresistible, driving us toward pain medications or similar remedies. Over time, this pursuit of relief can turn the remedy into its own source of attachment. We may condemn the drug or the pharmaceutical industry, but such condemnation can overshadow the real issue, that we ourselves grant these externals their power over us. It is worth noting the breadth of chronic pain in society, yet only a small fraction stems from verifiable physical abnormalities. Pain acts as an alarm system, a biological siren safeguarding our well-being, yet does not always clarify why so many endure persistent discomfort without traceable injury. At times, it is our emotional strife given bodily form, proof that heartache can indeed echo as physical torment. Before delving into the emotional tapestry, we might first eliminate the possibility that our dietary habits sow the seeds of imbalance. Ideally, the simplest route to equilibrium lies in organic, unprocessed foods, untainted by industrial manipulation. Beyond this dietary bedrock, the more complex root of pain resides in our psychological attachments and judgments. It is widely held that attachment underpins all suffering, a truth that transcends superficial definitions and compels us to confront how our connections, romantic partnerships, familial bonds, friendships, can transform into reservoirs of distress. By cherishing a spouse, child, or friend, we open ourselves to the ache of their hardships. Yet these ties, though fraught with risk, remain essential to our species' survival. We thrive in cooperation and mutual care. When basic survival needs, shelter, sustenance, and health are met, yet discontent still seeps into our hearts, the culprit often lies in attachments that eclipse our genuine needs. In a modern era, flooded by consumer goods and societal benchmarks, our psyches drown in external pressures and the ghosts of transgenerational anxieties. Ironically, the social fabric urges us to appear ideal, an ever-moving target that can incite feelings of alienation when we inevitably fall short. Our abiding judgments and attachments to these ephemeral standards fuel a ceaseless cycle of dissatisfaction. Amid this turmoil, we must ask, which attachments are truly essential and which merely feed our disquiet? Embedded in our globalized world, our interpersonal networks stretch in all directions, forging countless attachments that spawn both harmony and discord. Yet there exists a realm we can cultivate, a personal refuge, our family domain. Here, we wield remarkable freedom to refashion our shared reality, discarding extraneous attachments and setting norms that honor collective well-being while respecting cultural context. The foundation of any family's unity rests upon its shared determination, refusing to surrender to external impositions, sidestepping destructive judgments among loved ones, and vowing never to let each other go. Within this sanctum, we are free to abandon trivialities and external verdicts, restoring a sense of wholeness beneath our own roof. Thus, under a single harmonious principle, families can co-create an atmosphere of serenity, weaving together a tapestry of mutual support and love. It is crucial to realize that attachments do not lie solely in future projections. They also lurk in our past. Old wounds, once inflicted, can reverberate through time, entangling us in repeated pain whenever present triggers echo what once was. If pain truly arises from attachment, then identifying our attachments means shining a light on the judgments we have formed and how they connect to earlier experiences. This truth holds whether one is trapped in an abusive relationship, clinging to the barest thread of an unfulfilling bond, or simply seething over an undone household chore. Each instance reveals the same universal principle. What we allow to persist in our sphere, we remain attached to. If your partner neglects a chore you value highly, you can either do it yourself, owning your preference, or communicate your frustration. Whichever path you choose, the root question is, which attachment is stronger? My bond to this person or my devotion to my cleanliness ideals? In the grand mosaic of human experience, every attachment, whether reverent or destructive, springs from our free will. It is we who decide to cling to certain triggers or let them dissolve. Imagine your life as a continuous cinematic reel of emotional provocations. Each scene arises, stirring familiar reactions within you. Eventually, one either grows numb to this recirculating drama, desensitization, or achieves an aha moment, recognizing that these attachments, once so powerful, are present only because we allow them to remain. Hence, the responsibility returns to us, to gaze inward, unearth the attachments that weigh us down, and consciously relinquish them. By laying claim to our own agency, acknowledging the illusions we ourselves create, we transcend the fleeting judgments and entanglements that so often distort our lives. True liberation beckons when we understand that we alone wield the power to shape our emotional reality. In this cosmic drama, orchestrated under the auspices of Uranus, Scorpio, and the hidden 13th sign, our task is deceptively simple. Recognize our attachments, see how judgment begets suffering, and reclaim our innate power to let go. Whether the attachment manifests as relentless craving or deep-seated pain, whether it hovers in the illusions of the future or lingers in the echoes of the past, its hold depends upon our continued permission. By daring to peer into the labyrinth of our emotions, acknowledging the fleeting authority of societal constructs, and safeguarding our family sanctuaries from external pressures, we refine ourselves into more conscious, compassionate beings. We discover that within each choice, each moment of presence, we can transcend the traps of judgment and attachment, forging a path to genuine freedom. It is a profound odyssey of soul and psyche, guided by the timeless law of the Creator, buoyed by the promise of healing that arises when we finally realize that we were the key all along.